This is the 2025 Ford Maverick XLT. Is it worth every penny? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Got to thank my friend Bobby for letting me borrow his new truck that he bought so I could tell you all about it in today's video. That means I don't have a link in the description of the video for you to check out, but I'm going to give you the details on this truck if it happens to be something you want to buy. The exterior color, I think, is great looking. It's called Eruption Green. It definitely pops in the Louisiana sunlight, has a very nice modern look to it. Now, we're going to take a look here at the front end. You're going to find that the grille is a little bit wider for 2025. Now, we're going to have LED headlights and LED high beams. That's going to be the only LED that you find here, but that's the situation. No fog lights on this particular trim level, but you will find your recovery hooks down there. And here is your remote. The good news there is that it does have a remote start. You've got lock, unlock, and you can hit the button right there, the panic button, if you happen to panic. One big advantage to this truck, it sits 8 inches off the ground for one thing, and it has all-wheel drive. 17-inch wheels. Nice look with those wheels. Nice design. They're going to come in the gloss black finish. Work our way up to the side view mirrors. Now here on the XLT trim level, you're going to find the manually folding side view mirrors. No turn signal indicators built in. However, they are power adjustable. That's going to be a benefit where that is concerned. You're going to have the matte black finish on your door handles. And as we work our way back, here's one of the accessories you can buy. So you can get your bed cover if you want that. Here on the rear, we'll find the nice large tail lights, a little bit more like the F-150 would have, but it seems to work very well for this particular truck. It's going to have the Maverick logo stamped into the tailgate, the Ford logo. The tailgate is lockable, by the way, and it has the towing package, which means it can tow up to 4,000 pounds. Now, one other thing to note here, a dampened tailgate. Wait a minute. Does it come with that? No, it doesn't. However, you can fix that yourself. I'll see if I can get a link to leave in the description of the video. These came from Amazon, so that will help you out there if you want to have a dampened tailgate. I think Ford sells those too. Quite a bit going on that you can add. A lot of nice accessories as far as that goes. And the payload is going to be 1,500 pounds. And you'll also find the usability of the power outlet right here. And something that I like here is you'll notice that it says 2 times on the hood release right here. So we're going to pull that 2 times. And the big benefit to that is that we don't have to go looking for a release. You just pull that straight up. The only thing that's missing here are the struts to hold the hood up. And when we open the hood, we have the 2-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder. It makes 238 horsepower, 275 pounds-feet of torque. And here's the benefit if you choose to go with this powertrain as opposed to going hybrid, is you will not have a CVT. Instead, you will have an 8-speed automatic. MPGs come in at 22 city, 30 highway, 25 combined, and 4 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Your gas tank size is going to be 13.8 gallons. And let's take a look into the interior. You're going to notice some very interesting contrast with the colors, plenty of room with the armrest, and a fairly large door bin right here. Ford actually classifies this truck as a mid-size truck. I'd call it more of a compact truck. It competes with the Hyundai Santa Fe, at least with its main competitor, but it's more along the size of that than, say, any of the mid-size trucks out there. But I like what we have here with the color contrast with the interior. You're going to have the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. Now, there's no air conditioning vents here in the back seat area. However, in an interior of this size, I don't think that's going to be an issue whatsoever. You will find some connectivity in the way of USB and a power outlet. Here on the XLT trim level, you will find a manually adjustable passenger seat, but the good news is that it is adjustable in a multitude of directions. You'll also find the nice large glove box right here, and quite a unique look with the finishes and the design of the dash area. You'll also find some more of that blue right here. I think that really sets things off. In fact, you're going to find that in quite a few different areas throughout the interior, as you can see. The sticker price on this truck is $32,760. Let's see what else you get for that price. Now, the driver's seat is power adjustable and has lumbar support. You'll have your controls for your headlights over here. As you can see, you can set that to auto if you want to. No big deal. You can just set it and forget it. You also have the adjustment release right there for the steering wheel. It is tilt and telescopically adjustable. So depending on how you want to set things up, you can do that. You'll also find your controls here for your side view mirrors. You can lock your windows if you want to right there. And you will find all the controls for the windows and the lock and unlock buttons right there. Comfortable steering wheel, which, by the way, is heated, as you can see via the button right there. We're not going to leave that on because it is just way too warm today to do that. And a very nice modern look with the driver's display, the instrument cluster right there. It does a great job of looking modern, looking nice, getting the job done with whatever you need to see. And then you can go through a lot of different information depending on what you want to do. And all I'm doing is scrolling through or just working my way through right here on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. You've got your cruise control right here. Now, this one does not have adaptive cruise control. It just has regular cruise control, but that is here. Windshield wiper control here, and the control for your turn signal indicators will be over here on the left-hand side, as it always is, for those of you who know how to use that. And our upper console, we're going to have the sunglass holder right here, and you can see what else is up here. Not a whole lot to talk about where that is concerned, but there is a lot to talk about with this 13.2-inch Sync 4 infotainment screen. A lot going on where that is concerned. You definitely will get the job done. You have heated seats if you want to use that. You definitely don't need that today, but again, it's here. You can turn that on. You can turn it off if you want to. You're going to have that for the driver and the passenger side. Maybe a little bit of a surprise at this price point, but that's where we are. And you can go right here and see that we have built-in navigation. You can pair your smartphone. You can go in here to your settings. Whatever you want to do right there, you can do all of that. Quite a bit to deal with here, but it's not so much that it's a problem. It's not complicated. Depending on what you want, you can set up different apps here. You can add things. You can do whatever you want to do. You want to use Waze, you can do that, as you can see. And when we go into reverse, you're going to find your backup camera. Now, that's the only camera on this truck. It's only going to have the backup camera, but you can see that it does a really nice job of zooming in when you need to. That is nice. Very helpful, very useful. Everything as far as your air conditioning controls go are going to be here. You can see what's going on with all of that. You can turn the AC on and off right there. Now, I do wish there were physical controls for that, but there are not. A little bit more of that blue contrast here throughout the interior, as I mentioned earlier. Everything for your radio here, volume control, you can turn that on and off. You can see what's going on where all of that is concerned. Now, one thing that might be a sticking point for some people is you have the rotary dial gear selector here to control your transmission. Ultimately, this is your shifter, so you will need to get used to that, we'll say. But I don't know that it's that big of a deal. Tell me what you think about that. And if you're wondering what you have right here with the L that's in the center, that means you're using low gear only in low traction situations, but it's still going to give you all of the horsepower and torque from the engine while it stays in low gear. You have your power parking brake right here, traction control, as you can see, and then you can turn your auto stop start off right there if you want to. A little bit of space for storage and our cup holders, and then the lid for the center console, which you can use as an armrest. I do wish that was a little bit higher for me personally, but that's the way that it is. And we do have a little bit of space within the console itself. When it comes to your sun visors, you're going to have the vanity mirror here. Now, there are no lights for that, but that's what you're going to have at this price point. And yes, it does go pretty far back. Just depends on how far back your seat is. But I think that will do a good job of blocking the sun when the sun is on the driver or the passenger side of the vehicle. One thing that I think would take a little bit of getting used to for me, I'm used to reaching right up here basically to start and stop the engine in my own vehicle, but the button for doing that here in the Maverick is going to be right down here. Before we take our test drive, I did want to run through the driving modes, as there are quite a few here and very nice graphics that go with them. So we're going to start with normal, And then we're going to work our way to Eco. And then we go to Slippery, but that's not where we stop. We also are going to go over here to Eco mode, back to Eco. We'll go back the other way. Sport mode is there. Believe it or not, you have tow haul mode. It's going to help you to tow that 4,000 pounds. And last but not least, we're going to have off-road. Okay, here we go on our test drive with the Maverick. And if you get into one of these and get behind the wheel, you might be surprised at how peppy it actually is. As I'm getting down the road here, it actually does a good job of accelerating without even hardly getting to really quarter throttle right there. If it's quiet enough, you can actually hear the turbocharger a little bit, kind of an interesting little thing. And the steering is very tight. That's something I really like here. You feel very in control. It doesn't have any slop in the steering wheel. Kind of surprising. You wouldn't think it would be that way, but then again, you have all-wheel drive, so you have the benefit of knowing that you have that sure-footedness, so to speak, on the road, good traction, and you're going to be able to handle the snow and the ice for those of you that live in an area where you deal with that more often than not. And it's easy to see out of. That's another thing that I really like about this truck. I like the way the mirrors are designed. You've got that smaller piece of glass right there, or in the mirror, in the top corners, to help you to see what's going on a little bit more so in your blind spot, although I do always recommend looking back there. So as soon as this car passes, we'll see what we do with our turning radius, which I expect to be no problem whatsoever. I can already tell a nice tight turning radius, easy to deal with. That's always a nice thing. Give it a little bit of gas here, cruise on down the road. And I like that everything here is easy to deal with. You do have voice commands and different features like that. You've got all the ability to pair your smartphone and use everything with that, depending on what kind of phone you have. But overall, I'd say this is a very interesting truck to drive, very enjoyable. I feel like I have plenty of room as the driver, plenty of room for adjustability, no matter your height. If you're over 6 feet tall, if you're down around 5 feet tall, you can adjust the seat and the steering wheel accordingly and have no trouble being comfortable, being able to see just fine. Overall, I'd say for the price point and what you get, this is a very well-rounded vehicle. And there it is, the 2025 Ford Maverick XLT. Is it worth every penny? Tell me what you think down in the comments section. This truck definitely offers a lot for the price point, especially in this day and age. I would like to say a special thanks to my friend who owns this truck for being kind enough to loan it to me so I could tell you all about it in today's video. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to subscribe. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.